Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. I've got a little bit of a different audio setup today for our fourth video. The quality, you should notice it's substantially better. We're just going to run direct out of the Ableton and create a mix out of it and dump that over top of the video track. So give you the best quality sound to really hear about what all of these things do and hear some really good music, hopefully. So today is all about the Chaos Computer made by Livewire. And this is a random control voltage generator. The unit has two independent clocks. We'll just go through this unit from top to bottom. So with the black potentiometers here, we've got an X frequency and a Y frequency. And these control voltages are generated on two different axes. So these can be run in sync or independently. The switch up here is the sync switch. So it's currently in async mode. And if you notice, we've got these tuned to two different frequencies. And if you look down here at these green gate signals, they're both flashing at different rates. You can flip it into sync mode, and now when you've done that, the clock will be running off the X frequency only. So we can turn up the X frequency and both will be running in sync. You can also plug in two external clocks. Again, if you plug in a clock to this port here on the X axis, and if it's in sync mode, it'll run from the frequency on that clock on both axes. And on the Y-axis in async mode again, and both clocks will run independently. The middle portion of the unit are the probability switches. They're 3-position switches. They have a off position in the middle. The X-axis is switched on in the up position, and the Y-axis is in the down position. And then below, we have the two sides of the outputs. There's an X-axis output and a Y-axis. There is a gate signal that comes out of each. There's a binary gate, which is also synced to the clock, but it runs a little more intermittently. And then there's two separate outputs for control voltages. There's a uniform set and a Gaussian set. And they have two separate ports. One is close and one is wide. So these will output a different spectrum of control voltages. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch all of the probability switches into the off mode and have a listen to see what comes out of it. So we have this running through two oscillators. I'm going to turn up the one oscillator right now. This is the X-axis. So we're just hearing a pulse right now. And once we start to switch up the probability switches to X, we're going to start to hear a little variation on the control voltages. We'll turn up the frequency a little bit. And we also have an independent gate running off of the Y-axis, which is going into a second oscillator, so I'll turn that up. Bear with me a second. Got no sound coming out of that one. I'm gonna have to cut that out. So that's running into there. There we go. So that's the Y-axis. Now, the unit also has these binary outputs, so I'll show you what those do. This is the x-axis. We're going to take that out and put it into the binary output. So this one is still timed with the clock. It's just giving you a random gate signal, as opposed to the sequence gate signal here, which is timed to the clock. And if we run both of these at the same time, and change the frequency of the y-axis, so what's happening right here is I've switched it over into async mode. We can hear the frequent timed gate signal from the x-axis and the slower signal from the y-axis, each controlling different oscillators. So the next thing we'll do is we're going to, I just want to show you a little bit of what you can do to make this thing sound a little more musical. We've got a IntelliGel U scale over here, and it's currently tuned to a major scale. That's this unit right here. And so we've got the blue cable here coming out of the voltage generator from the Chaos Computer, and right now it's going directly into the shapeshifter. We're going to put that into the U scale, and the output from the U scale is now going to go into the shapeshifter. And that will now be controlling the control voltages and locking them into a musical scale. Now, you do get a little bit of transient sound from that, but it's pretty good. You get a little sort of flutter on some of those notes, but it sort of just adds to the flavor. And then here's the y-axis. So that's one thing that you can do with it. Now, let's just sort of try switching some of these to the Y position. And we'll try putting the control voltage signals into the binary inputs of both axes. Gives you a little more of an unexpected result if you're into that sort of thing. Okay, so we're going to plug the gate from X back in, and I'm going to go through each of these ports here. So we're going in, this is in the close uniform, and here's the wide. Gaussian. This one's giving us a little more of a variety in the voltages. We were getting a lot of the root notes in the uniform setting. I think we'll leave it in this port now for the next segment. So we have about a couple minutes left of video here, so I'm going to try and wrap things up. That's just a bit of an overview of what the Chaos Computer can do. I guess the last thing I'll do is we're going to throw in a external clock here. This cable that I'm plugging in is going into the x-axis, and we're going to put it in sync mode. And the clock is coming from Ableton on the computer. And now we're just going to turn this up. So I'll just turn up the x-axis here. So this is running at 226 beats per minute on Ableton. I think a clock divider would probably be a little more useful so that you wouldn't have to run it at such a high speed on the computer, but I just wanted to show you what this does in sync mode. So you can have that running and have it running in sync with all of your other VSTs, drum machines, and whatnot if you want to try doing that. And it's a pretty versatile unit. I'm really happy with it. I'll post a link to a track that I've just made recently that features some sounds generated with this unit. And as always, I'll put up another video again soon. Thanks for watching, and have a great Thanksgiving weekend to all my American friends. And we'll talk to you soon.